been talking about the Bhakti Tattva. Now today we'll start the new Tattva, which is another very important Tattva, and that is Guru Tattva. So these are all very important uh, concepts that we all should be very familiar. Those who are seriously aspiring to progress spiritually. Okay, so there's many verses that Prabhupada quotes from the Srimad Bhagavatam about the importance of Guru, the need of the Guru. So there is this verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam 11th canto which says, Tasmad Gurum Prapadyata Jigyashu Shreya Uttamam. Tasmad, therefore, Gurum Prapadyata, go to the Guru, go to the spiritual master. And then one should be Jigyasu Shreya Uttamam. So therefore, one who is actually serious about achieving the highest benefit in life must approach a bona fide spiritual master. Right. So some important things are spiritual life begins with approaching a guru. Just like one require a teacher to learn any subject, any material subject. In the same way, the spiritual subject also should be learned through a teacher, spiritual master. Right? You cannot manufacture your own way of understanding God. There is a standard process, and then Guru will teach that. Right? Prabhupada often used to give the example of one may not become a doctor just by reading some medical books. You have to work under a qualified doctor and learn from him. So simply just by reading the book, somebody says, I can read Bhagavad Gita, I can read Bhagavatam. Yes, you can read. But still, if we truly want to progress in the spiritual life, then we have to take the shelter of a bona fide Guru. So many times people ask these kind of questions, I'll read Bhagavad Gita and I'll chant Hare Krishna. Why do I need a Guru? So we understand that yes, reading books doesn't make you a doctor. Reading books alone cannot teach us the finer nuances of bhakti. Yes, something you will understand, philosophy will understand, I am not the body, I am the soul. But how to actually apply, how to actually practice all those principles when situation comes, how to deal, how to handle, what are the perspective, what are the insights. For that we always need the guidance. So Bhagavatam is saying, Tasmat Gurum Prapadyeda, therefore go to the Guru. Right. And then when you go to the Guru, then Jigyasu. Why you should go to the Guru? Unfortunately, in this modern age, we see this going to a Guru has become a fashion. Many people in it has become kind of a social status also. For some people, if not all, think, oh, you have the Guru, we are the only one who doesn't have the Guru. We should also find one Guru. They go and find Guru. Someone. But that is not the way. It should be Jigyasu. One should be very inquisitive. When you go to the Guru, you should be very inquisitive about what? Madam, people go to the Gurus, those who have some mystic powers or some tricks and all that, and they ask all kinds of materialistic things. But the Jigyasa should be, as this verse says, the Jigyasu Shreya Uttamam. One should seek the highest welfare. Jigyasu for Shreya and Uttamam. Uttamam is the best, and Shreya means the welfare. Not the temporary material benefits, but should inquire about the highest welfare. So Guru is not a man for solving our material problems. But the purpose of having Guru and accepting the shelter of a Guru is to revive our eternal relationship with Krishna. That's the purpose. So that Jigyasa also should be the right Jigyasa. One time Srila Prabhupada, when he was traveling in a train in India in 70s and those times, so this Hare Krishna movement became a very widely popular that time. It was a new thing and everybody was like, because a lot of young American boys and girls were joining Hare Krishna. So that brought a different kind of a fame to this movement. And then many people knew, oh, this Swamiji, Prabhupada Swami, he's the founder and he's the one who brought all this Angraj, all these foreigners to India, and they're singing and chanting and dancing. So a lot of fascination. So one time when Srila Prabhupada was traveling in a train with some of his young American disciples, They were in the reserved compartment, but somehow, the people they figured out that they got to know that that Swamiji, that founder of Hare Krishna movement, Prabhupada Swami, he's traveling here. So many people, Indians are generally biased. So they're, oh, big Swamiji, let us just go and take some blessings. So they try to, the Prabhupada was traveling in the first class in the train, so which is like the closed cabinet. So people and this disciples, American disciples, they were quite, conscious that somebody, all these Indians, they usually have the habit of the coming, and so they were feeling like somebody should not come and unnecessarily disturb Prabhupada. Let Prabhupada take rest and just be at his own peace. So they were very careful when they are coming inside, outside, very carefully, consciously closing the door of that cabin and like that, and because people were there and looking for an opportunity. But at one point, some people they sneaked in into the cabin despite all their conscious efforts. And they came inside and the Swamiji Dandavat they did and all of that. And usually, Indians, they're pious people, they respect the sadhus. So they bowed down and they take the blessings, and then he said one person with two, three more others came, some rich man, and he said that Swamiji, please bless me. That is how they usually say that, bless me. Now he never expected, but Prabhupada asked that what blessings you need. Usually when somebody says please bless me, the sadhu will also okay chalo Ayushman Bhava or something they will say and I'm blessed. But he never expected. Prabhupada asked that what blessings you need. And this person, he never thought. He was not prepared for this kind of a question and ready for the answer. So he thought for a while and he has to say something, but blessings. So he couldn't think much and he said, Swamiji, you know what? I have a knee pain. Little elderly man says, I have a knee pain. And if you bless me that my knee pain can be subsided. The moment he spoke, so those disciples, young American boys and girls, because they're trained in Krishna consciousness, they know what is the real blessing. The Guru is not meant for some all these material benefits. So they kind of, gave that face that he could make out that that I spoke something which is not really appreciative. So he was wondering, he thought maybe I should change. I asked something very silly. So no, no, Swamiji, actually, you know what? Please bless that all my family and everyone in my family they remain healthy and happy and like that. Again, these people gave very cold, expression. Then he still says that something is still off. Probably I'm not asking the right thing. I think I'm becoming too selfish, me and my family and all that. I should ask something much bigger for the entire humanity. He says that Swamiji, you should bless that everybody, country and everybody should be happy and prosperous and all of that. And again, there was the same expression in their face. No. And he couldn't, beyond this, he didn't have any clue like what to ask now. Now I'm not even asking any personal this thing. I'm asking for the people and for the society, for the nation, for my desh and like that. So he thought this is something, nothing selfish in that. Selflessly I'm asking. But it's still those kind of expression. He had no clue. And then Prabhupada spoke. He says, you need my blessings? Then, look at these people around. And these all young boys and girls in America, and they left everything in hat shave and then saffron robes and tilak and ganti mala, completely devotee attire. Prabhupada says, one who receives my blessings, they become like this. Do you still need my blessings? And this man, no, 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 Swamiji, I think I'm okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. And he just went out. So people doesn't even know that what is the jigyasa, what we should ask from a guru, bona fide guru. They ask all those worldly things. What is the difference? Why do you need a guru then? If you are still interested in all these worldly things after coming to spiritual life, give me this, give me that, and all that. What is the use of doing that? Better you be outside and just work hard and do whatever best you can do and get your things done. For knee pain, for health or something, go to the doctor. Why some sadhu and some Swamiji, some guru? So people don't even understand. So Bhagavatam is guiding us that tasmat gurum prapadyeta jigyasu shreya uttamam. You should do the jigyasa, you should ask. But what you should ask is shreya. Shreya means something which is beneficial, which is better. And uttamam, ask the best welfare. Something. Right? And that is that we should ask the Guru that how we can connect to Krishna. That should be our aspiration when we come in the devotee association under the guidance of the bona fide spiritual master. This should be the kind of jigyasa, this is the kind of aspiration and the desire. Right? So, this is the verse about say jigyasu shreya uttamam, highest welfare. Right? So, this is what, and then jigyasa should be that as Rupa Goswami, when he met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami, and they are doing the jigyasa and they're asking, Kya ami, ke niyamai, jaketa patra hai. There is a jigyasa, there is a question to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Kya ami, who am I? People call me so many things. Oh, you're a big man, you're an important man, you're an intelligent man, you're a handsome man, or whatever. But who am I truly? One of the philosophers says that I'm not who I think I am. I'm not who I'm not who I think I am. I'm not who you think I am, but I am who I think you think I am. Now, some of you might have to little decode it, but we just create our own personas and then that conformity from the people who I think you think I am. I think that, oh, you think I'm this kind of person, then I have to maintain that to show you, to prove you. But you're not very genuine self. You don't even know who are you. Everybody's just living the life of masks. Put some mask and then you don't know behind the mask who's the real person. So that should be the jigyasa. Who am I? Ke ami? Kene am I? Why I'm here? What is the purpose of my life? Jaket tapatra, why I'm suffering these threefold miseries? So this is the kind of jigyasa that one should go to the Guru and ask, because these answers you won't find otherwise. Guru will give you. Who are you? We understand under the guidance of the Guru that we are not ordinary, we are extraordinary. We are part and parcel of Krishna. Mamai Vamsho, Jiva Loke, Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. Who will teach that? Guru will teach that. Theoretically, we might say, oh yeah, I read in Bhagavad Gita, I'm part and parcel of Krishna. But we truly don't understand what it means to be part and parcel of Krishna. Guru will teach. Part means to serve the whole. It's not enough to say I'm part and parcel of Krishna, but it should reflect in my action as being the part. This is my duty to serve the whole, to engage in the loving devotional service of the source. Serve Krishna. So, this is how when we do the jigyasa. And then that Guru should be also, this verse says further, Shabde parecha nishnatam brahmani upasamashrayam. Sabde parecha nishnatam. So this Guru, who should be that Guru? So many Gurus are now available in the market, very famous. Those who have millions of followers, very popular on Insta, on YouTube and some other social media platforms. So we should go to the Guru who is the most famous Guru? No, that is not the criteria. Who's the most handsome Guru? That is not the criteria. The Guru who speaks so well, a great orator Guru? That is also not the criteria. Then what is the criteria? Shabde parecha nishnatam. So one who is nishnatam, very expert in what? In the scriptures. One who understands the scriptures very well, thoroughly. Brahmani upasamashrayam. And one who is not only just theoretically know the scriptures, that he keeps quoting a lot of verses and he can recite the whole Bhagavad Gita and the Bhagavatam. No. Should be expert in the scriptures. Expert means Brahmani upasamashrayam means it's fully fixed in realization and detached from these material desires. Realize the soul. Tad viddhi pranipadena bari prashnena sevaya updekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. One who has seen the truth. Tattvadarshi, the self-realized soul. That person should be accepted as Guru and go to that Guru, tasmat gurum prapadyeta, and then with the jigyasa, with the right questions, that who am I? Why am I here? How can I connect to Krishna? How can I serve Krishna? How can I advance spiritually? So this is the instruction about the Guru. Krishna also says that another famous verse says, Acharya mam vijaniyat nav manyeta karishit mritya buddhya avasuyeta sarvadev mayo guruhu. Another very important verse. Krishna is speaking this verse in the Bhagavatam. Acharya mam vijaniyad nav amanyada karechid. Says Acharya, the Guru is as good as me. Mam vijaniyat. Should respect the Guru as you respect me. Krishna is saying that. Guru's position is very, very advanced. Right? Sakshat dharitvena samasta shastra. Guru's position is Sakshadhari, as good as God Hari, as Lord Hari. He is not God, but he is the representative of God, and he should be respected as good as God, Krishna. Acharya mam vijaniyat nav manyana karehechit. Krishna is saying avamanna, na avamanya, meaning don't disobey the orders of the spiritual master. Follow the spiritual master's order very sincerely. Right. So Guru is Krishna's representative. Do not see the Guru materially. Don't see the externals, Guru's body and his looks and all of that. These are all very external. You know. So like that. Like many people, they saw Prabhupada as some elderly Indian gentleman. But those were the devotees of Srila Prabhupada, disciples of Prabhupada. They did not see Prabhupada as some old man from India, elderly gentleman, but they saw him as Krishna's pure representative. And those who saw Prabhupada like that, they received the benefit. They became advanced. Right? And then serving the Guru is equal to serving Krishna. When we talk about serve Krishna, how do we serve Krishna? How do we know what Krishna wants? Seva means whatever the person wants, you offer that. That is seva. How do we understand what Krishna wants? Whether Krishna would like it or not? How do we know? So we know all that by serving the spiritual master. If spiritual master is pleased by your seva, by your endeavors, then Krishna is pleased. Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasado, yasya aprasada nagati gudopi. Right. So this is the principle. When we serve the spiritual master, by serving spiritual master, we serve Krishna. So like that, many things can be discussed about this Guru Tattva. We'll be talking a little bit more gradually, but we started today. So this is also very another important principle in our spiritual life, that we go to the bona fide spiritual master with the right jigyasa, with the right attitude, asking the right questions, and then obey the instruction of the spiritual master. Obey as good as we follow Krishna's instruction. We want to follow Krishna's instruction. And once by following those instructions we please the spiritual master, then Krishna is pleased. So spiritual master is a via transparent via media. Through the medium of spiritual master only we can connect to Krishna. There's no other shortcut. So this is some important concept that we are learning here. This is Guru Tattva. Okay. So we'll talk more and read more, a few more important verses from the Bhagavatam. For today, we'll stop here. Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna.